Yo, what's going on, dudes? We have the long overdue video on the Mars FPV setup. Let me give you a little bit of a storyline to explain to you guys what's been going on with me in this plane and why it took so long. First of all, I ordered this plane back in July of 2021. I only paid $125 for the kit version of it. That's when it first came out. And of course, with Banggood, I bought it from Banggood. I had issues with Banggood shipping it out due to the color of it. And I didn't even know that they didn't ship it out until like October of 2021. They never did contact me or anything. I had to contact them, wonder why the order was still saying that it was in process. Anyway, long story short, I contacted them and everything, and they explained, it was a color issues, why they didn't ship it, and they went ahead and shipped it out once we changed the color schemes of it, and I got it in November of 2021. So once I got the plane, you guys seen the, well, some of you guys that follow me, you may have seen the pre-build thoughts and unboxing videos of it at that time, and little did I know, my wife at the time had got a job offer that we just couldn't refuse. So I basically put this plane up on top of the shelf, and it sat there until we had moved towards the beginning of the summer, and then it stayed in storage, golly, until August of 2023, because I couldn't take it down there with me to the apartment we was living in. It just wasn't enough space for this plane and everything. And of course, the fields I was flying at down there was those AMA fields, and you guys know how that can be. And I didn't want to have such a big plane to be limited to what I could do with it, because you guys know I build everything for long range. But anyway, I pulled it out, like I said, in August of 2023 and started putting together and everything. I already had all the electronics for it already. I had pre-planned the whole setup back then. And I just had to dig it out of storage, and I was able to find all the bits and pieces for it. But anyway, let's go over the setup here real quick. Let me find my pointer here. So here up front, of course, you'll notice here, I don't have a pan and tilt on it yet. I plan on doing a couple flights with it first and get it all tuned in the way I like it and stuff. But the camera here up front, that is a Foxeer Cat 3. Again, my favorite cameras. All my newer planes have this camera on it. And what I did was I just made a little custom mount for it so it can ride right there comfortably. I can easily take it out when I get ready to decide to put a pan and tilt on this setup. And from there, you got over here on the wing, but you guys will notice here, we got the crossfire. That's the Immortal T antenna. The receiver itself is inside the pocket right there, inside of the wings. And back here in the back, that is the AKK Infinite DVR / video transmitter. It's just one of my favorites for any size planes that will be able to carry it, most definitely. And we got the antenna mount that I custom made for it too, which is pretty slick and smooth. Just want to keep everything as low profile as possible on this guy. And then back here in the back, that is a Brother Hobby, the LPD series 2806.5, and that is a 1300 kV motor swinging a HQ, I believe this is a 7x4x3 prop on this setup. Powerhouse. I'm telling you, powerhouse. And I'll explain more details about that shortly here. But anyway, show you guys here the inside of it and what it looks like real quick. Let's see. I got the front canopy here off. You can see it is tons and tons of space. in this plane. And that's something else too. I put some screenshots of this plane for size comparison for you guys to see. As you see, it's taking up the whole entire table. It is so big, but it's bigger than the fin wing Bird. It'll swallow a ZOHD Nano Talon. This is absolutely. It ain't the biggest plane I ever had. The biggest plane I ever had was the Skywalker Eve. But this is the second to biggest plane that well, the third, because I had the fin wing Penguin too as well. So this is the third biggest plane I ever had. Big boy, big boy, and it does run on 6S. But that's the front of it. You see the blue marks right there. That's where the 6S Lion Pack sits to 50 CG. And we'll put that canopy back on, and we'll move to the next slot. And back in the back, again, I ordered all these components back in 2021. So we have the original Maytech F405 wing flight controller that's in it. We have we got the Maytech loud buzzer sitting right there too. And down here, that is it's a mini GPS from Race Day Quads. It's not the 5-volt one, it's a 3.3 volt GPS for a little bitty guy. And it works out just fine. I mean, this plane is huge, y'all. Huge. Tons of space off in it. And you may be noticing the gap that's in the wings and stuff like that. I don't have the wings screwed in. As you can see right there, the screw is kind of sticking out. But it's not screwed in. This is just for display purposes for you guys to be able to see the sheer size of this thing. And I do have that's a Panasonic 1000 UF capacitor, low ESR cap that's on there to help from burnouts, power surges, and it keeps that video looking real clear on it. But that is that slot. Go back in there. There we go. And then back here, in this little hatch, and also I had actually taped this up before flight, because I mean, it's got Maddox on it and everything, but I remember seeing videos from other people where this particular hatch will pop off on you, because it's pretty solid, but at the same time, I just wasn't going to take any chances on it. So I put a little tape across it for the maiden flight today to make sure that it wouldn't pop off. But here you go there. We got the Acon SCFM 45 amp ESC to the 6S that's done off in that guy. Again, very unique design, very beautiful plane, and it's awesome. I mean, I bought it just because, again, it's such a monster in size. And when I very first seen it, I was like, man, this is basically it's like a jet for the most part, with the wing core design, the way that it's so aerodynamic. I mean, it is just beautiful. It's a beautiful design, and I absolutely hate the fact that the price on this thing has skyrocketed so high to where most people don't even carry it anymore in stock. All right, so I popped the wings off here real quick to show you guys how I got everything set up in it. It's got these really cool slots off in it, just for whatever you want to put out there in it. And as you can see, the crossfire receiver is off in there, and of course the motor T, the bottom side of it, is sticking out. And I had to make this where it's going to be portable for me to be able to travel with. I don't have a SUV, I don't have a truck or nothing, so I got to get this dude to fit in and out of my car. So what I did was, as far as the connection goes to the crossfire, you can see here I got this 4-pin connector that I use for the crossfire. Bought it real cheap. These connectors were like, golly, $5 for like 20 of them. You can't beat it with a stick off of Amazon. And then what I did is be able to connect the other wire that you can see there hanging out the plane. I left this to where it's just taped on, and when it closes, the tape is closed and the wing is up against the frame itself. That doesn't pop loose. That's solid. It don't flap or flutter or anything like that. But anyway, I just got it where I can raise it up enough to make that connection and then I just close it back down and tape it over. And that's how I ride. Just again, maiden flight, no whammies, no issues with it at all. The other wing is done the same exact way. But anyway, more specs for my setup. Again, as I mentioned, I had already planned out that I wanted this plane to run off a 6S. I never had a 6S plane before. And with this plane being so big and having the potential to fly at such high speeds and stuff, I wanted 6S for it. So that was the reason why I went with the brother hobby motor that I got, because I seen they were specking to use those old school 35, 30 size motors, 35, 36 motors, big, huge motors on running 4S, and they swinging, 9-inch props, 10-inch props, and all that stuff. I didn't want that. I knew that was going to have the plane to where it was going to be heavy. I didn't want this plane to be heavy at all. I wanted it to be, lightweight and efficient and would be able to haul butt if I wanted it to. I really wasn't for sure the role this plane was going to play for me at the time either, considering all the other planes that I got. But I knew I wanted it to be light for sure. So as far as the specs go on my setup, the frame itself with no battery in it, it weighs 906 grams. And the line pack I built for it here, it's got the Samsung 50E cells. These are 21700 cells, 5000 milliamp pack, 6S1P. The line pack by itself weighs 448 grams. So the all up weight for this setup is 1354 grams, 1,354 grams. Absolutely mind blowing as far as the weight go compared to all the other ones that I've seen that share that information as far as, the all up weight. Most of them are in the 1600s or 1800 gram range and stuff. And I'm telling y'all, this one here, my setup is smoking them in every category as far as flight time, efficiency is just absolutely unreal. And when I say that, I'm being serious, y'all. When I say mind blowing, we talking about, I mean, the flight today was it was absolutely unreal, y'all. But anyway, you guys will see for yourself here at the end of the video. I'm not going to spoil it. You guys are going to have to tough it out and watch the flight to the end. I'm not going to show the whole entire flight because the whole entire flight, well, I'll show the whole entire flight, but I probably will speed the video up because I flew this thing today for right at 40 minutes on this one pack and only burned around 2,700 milliamps. 2,700 milliamps for 40 minutes. That's nuts. And the overall distance that the plane traveled, y'all sit down for this now. The overall distance that this plane traveled was literally, it was like 27 miles. So anyway, again, like I said, mind blowing. Just absolutely just I was flying. I was like, what in the world? This thing still going. It's sipping juice. My bud was with me. I was like, what in the world? This thing still going. It only burned 2,700 milliamps, man. You know what I mean? But anyway, I thank God for, and I did. I was nervous. That was why you guys just now seeing me fly this plane. Well, what really won the main reason, I mean, other than the stuff I explained earlier, but since I had it built and everything, we had all this hurricane winds and all that stuff coming this way. But then I was nervous to fly because I have never flown a plane before on 6S. This is my first one. So believe me, last night before I flew this plane, I prayed to God, Lord, please allow everything to go out okay. You know what I mean? And then this morning, the same thing too. I declared and decreed in the name of Jesus that everything was going to work out all right. And I'm telling y'all, man, I'm gonna do it again so y'all really, really can see. This morning, mind blown. I mean, I cannot believe the results that I got out of this plane. It's by far, out of all the planes I've had built, and especially of this size, this plane flying this one single pack now, 5,000 milliamp, has outdone everything I have ever had as far as efficiency go, as far as speed go. Anyway, I'm rambling too much, y'all. Y'all just watch the rest of this video and watch the maiden flight footage. And if y'all have any questions or anything, y'all hit me up. Peace and love, y'all. We are out. Oh yeah, too. One more thing before I forget, because I know somebody's gonna ask me about it. Um, the thrust ratio of this motor and prop that's on this setup here with the again, this is a LPD 2806.5 motor, 1300 kV, swinging HQ 7 by 4 by 3 prop. The motor on 6S with this prop is kicking out over 2,600 grams of thrust. So again, when I ain't gonna say design, I didn't design the plane, but when I picked out the components and stuff for it, I had it in mind to be a beast, and it is 100%. And of course, I did have to make a custom motor mount to be able to get the motor to fit off in it, and I'll put some screenshots of that somewhere in this video too as well, how I got that made. And yes, this is 3D printed motor mount, and it is made of a really tough PLA. And when I land this plane, after flying it for 40 minutes at the default setting, default cruise speed and everything, which was too high for this plane, when the plane landed, the motor it wasn't even warm. It was more or less, I can't say it was cold, but I really can't even say it was warm. It was more like a lukewarm, like you'd have made your coffee and let it sit somewhere in a regular cup for about 15 minutes warm, that type of level. But anyway, I just wanted to add that into the video real quick. And as far as the servos go, too, these are the Emax digital metal gear servos. These are the 12-gram servos, y'all. Anyway, all right, we're going to let the Maiden clip play now. All right, bud. We're going to do it. Yeah, everything looks good. Here we go. Straight up, baby. Go straight up. Wipe my hands off against the plate. Everything gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right.